Hello everyone and welcome to another video. It's your girl Scarlet, your favorite dragon broodmother. And today I'm going to be playing Zayne's card, Aeon's Canon, from the Throne of Eros banner. Now I've been dying to play this card because I am a sucker for Sifu and Todai relationships. With Zayne's title as the brat tamer, it fits. It really fits. So let's jump right into it. All right, here we go. My goodness. Down into the synopsis. Here is my heart. It's the one I've spent all this time keeping safe. Ooh, interesting. I am very intrigued. I got my hair bug done. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. Wait, just let me adjust the volume a little bit. It sounds a bit low. Why does it sound so ominous already? Damn. After breakfast, my hurried footsteps accompany the secretaries as they echo in the corridor. We're heading toward the council room. Give me the latest report on the rebellion at the border.
はい、女王陛下。2日前、我々に従属していたスタン政権で武力衝突が発生し、旧指導者が打倒されました。新たな統治者となった𝘾𝙗は、陛下の統治からの離脱を公然と宣言し、帝国の第一軍事要塞へ進軍。
Ooh, this counts as treason!
要塞に駐屯していた副司令官が戦いの最中に寝返り、スタン政権と内通した模様です。
Fortress number 1 is a strategic choke point on the Empire's border. Its firepower is enough to lock down the entire 𝙗 galaxy. It's the Empire's spear and its shield. If it falls, unrest will inevitably spread to the Heartland. Heartland? The traitor at the border. Major 𝙗𝙗, I presume? Where is he?
反乱鎮圧後、近隣にある最も厳重な監獄へ連行されました。今は陛下の裁きを待っている状態です。
I guess this is what caused MC's suspicion? Since someone from the military can oppose her or commit treason, maybe this is what started her paranoia. Good. Let him ruminate. There are more pressing matters at hand. Since the rebellion at Fortress number 1 has been dealt with, a power vacuum has formed. Spoils must be claimed. The greedy nobles have already gathered in the council room. They're eager to control the fortress. Who led the campaign against the rebels?
それは𝙭将です。第一要塞はすでに彼の指揮する軍に接収されました。
Why does she sound not so happy about that? We all know who the Grand General is.
上昇閣下は先ほど王宮に到着され、現在は犠牲室で貴族や大臣と共に陛下をお待ちしております。
Zayne. In the second month of my reign, Zayne left the capital to deal with the rebellions on the border. It's been 6 months since I last saw him. Oh, 6 months. To ignore the limits of his authority again, is this his idea of a gift? Limits of his authority? Was he not supposed to quell the rebels? Isn't that what a general is supposed to do? I am confusion yet again. No matter, I'm ready to play this game. His game. So he's been ignoring her summons, maybe? Oh, okay. Go forth. With the finest visage, deceive their eyes, and disguise your true heart underneath the guise. What does that mean? At the far end of the room, Zayne stands with his back to the assembly. Why is it so... 1 second? Why is it going so fast? I'm not even pressing the buttons. Once he hears my footsteps, he slowly turns. Okay, got it. Zayne gives me a slight nod of acknowledgement. He looks the same as I remember. Stern, indifferent, almost unchanged. But still so handsome. Oh, okay. Under the watchful, scheming eyes of the court, I smile and walk towards Zayne before... what on... Why is it so fast? I didn't even press the... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm crashing out a little bit here because it's going way faster than it normally does. I smile and walk towards Zayne before rightfully sitting down in the center, okay. Zayne, you've spent the last month quelling rebellions. Oh, sorry. You've spent the last 6 months quelling rebellions. I trust you haven't sustained any serious injuries.
陛下のご加護のおかげか、終始無傷で済んでおります。
I can't help but glance in his direction. Before I can speak, the nobles below us use this chance to reveal their accusations, as if I've given them a signal.
上昇閣下は一つ反乱を鎮めるたび、そのまま軍を駐屯させ、離れようとなさらないのです。傍から見れば、女王陛下がその星を上昇に与え、統治を任せていると思うでしょう。
Okay. He overstays his welcome. Got it. But I have a feeling it's just him trying to maybe weasel out the rest of the rebellion?
軍港を理由に帝国保護下にある領土を占拠してはならないと帝国法典にも明記されております。
They don't like that he's getting too powerful.
回収された領土はすべて女王陛下によって貴族の間で平等に分配されるべきもの。
These greasy nobles.
礼上昇のようなやり方で要塞を接収したのでは法典や陛下を無視したも同然です。女王陛下、どうか彼に裁きを。
Okay, alright. I am not gonna question how nobles do such crazy mental gymnastics. In unison, every noble bows and silently pressures me. They pretend to uphold the law and defend my honor, but they want to drive a wedge between me and Zayne. Okay, at least she recognizes it. I'm good. I'm happy. I look at Zayne, who has the faintest hint of a smile on his lips. Despite the indictments, he doesn't show any traces of unease. I've seen this expression countless times. I know that Zayne's actions always come with meticulous preparations.
第三聖域の領主は従属性に侵入して資源を略奪し、聖艦を破壊する配下を野放しにしていた。これは職権の乱用には当たらないのか。
It is indeed! Oh, okay. It is!
また、第二聖域では脱税が行われていた。穴埋めをするとなると、帝国の軍事費5年分に相当する額だ。法典の規定によれば、𝙬に値する。
Oh, this is so hot. I love me a well-prepared sexy man in uniform, no doubt.
密輸で私腹を肥やすことも、強制的な徴収も、補給物資の流用も、生産量の虚偽報告も、すべて女王が直々に裁くべき重罪だ。
Okay, so here's the thing. I've read enough court dramas and manhwas to know that if MC sides with Zayne's accusations too fast, it'll make it look like she favors him. I think she's gonna have to like try and look at both of them, be like, oh, investigate Zayne, but as well as investigate Zayne's claims. That is if she doesn't feel threatened by Zayne.
諸君が法典を重んじる以上、法典に従って処理しよう。異論はないな。
ない! I suppress the urge to laugh. When it comes to governing the empire, Zayne and I have no fundamental disagreements. Ooh, this is a power couple right here. The galaxies Zayne pacified are safer in his hands compared to these nobles. Still.
レイ、話をそらすな。我々が話しているのは、そちらが帝国の領土を私物化した件だ。
むしろ。女王の領土を害虫から守ったと言っていただきたい。
Parasite.
貴様。
貴様。
他の件はさておき、第一要塞の帰属は帝国の防衛に関わります。最終判断を下せるのは女王陛下のみ。
Wow, they've got such thick skin. Even after all that accusations, they're like, that's not important right now.
礼上昇が独断で接収したことは越権行為に当たるのでは?
This is precisely what I've been considering. Zayne has certainly accomplished a great deal. He has restored order to the land, yet in turn, he has quietly amassed more power. Out of the nobles who have remained silent, a good number maintain contact with Zayne in secret. She knows that, though. Their silence in the council room speaks of where their true loyalties lie. It's time to make a decision. Okay. Execute everyone? Oh, wait. Is this like in Caleb's card where... Okay, I'm gonna do the happy, the good ending first because this is obvious. Okay. I have to say, I know MC is painted as a little bit paranoid, really fighting to survive, but this is just so out of character for her. Yeah, I want to get a tyrant MC, but I would like for there to be a legitimate reason why she's a tyrant, not just make her evil willy-nilly. That's just lazy writing in my opinion. But despite some of the maybe story plotline issues I am actually enjoying this event so far. And it's a shame because I did hear a lot of people were having a hard time with the game, especially since there's a lot going on with it on your phone. But that's why I actually have something for you. I have the perfect solution. Are you suffering with an overheated phone with heat that rivals the sun? And no, it's not because Silas's ads are on the screen, but because of how draining and demanding the game's app can be for your phone. Which is why I'd love to suggest MuMuPlayer, the ultimate Android emulator perfect for our love and Deepspace girlies. MuMuPlayer is lightweight on your PC with auto-suggested settings based on your PC's capabilities. You can say goodbye to buying that flower seed 99 times by mistake because of a tiny screen on your phone and say hello to your faves in Ultra HD on your 31-inch screen. And with MuMuPlayer's controller support, start acing your orbits with no more unresponsive dodges and laggy oath scenes. What's more, MuMuPlayer is both a free app and also ad-free. Enjoy diving straight into Delulu land without having ads popping up here and there. So what are you waiting for? Download MuMuPlayer now and enjoy a stable gameplay experience ASAP before Xavier starts thinking you're out there with Charlie, baking bread with her overheated phone. All you have to do is click my link in the description. I'll also leave a link in the pinned comments below. Obviously, I'm not going to execute everyone. I'm just going to deal with it myself. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for. Incompetent nobles, inflexible ministers, none of them is worthy of my trust. Zayne could have been that person, but as of this moment, I can no longer read his intentions. So, I shall deal with it myself. Oh god, that was so fast. It was a nonchalant announcement. That makes no sense. Didn't they say that she's the only one who can judge? As of today, there is. Please consult the codex if there's anything that forbids an empress from directly ruling her territory. The nobles exchange uncertain glances. For them, submitting to me is still a better alternative than submitting to Zayne. The deciding factor is Zayne's attitude. I've been closely observing his reaction.
第一要塞は陛下の直接統治ということですね。
I have you to thank for quelling the rebellion, Grand General. And just like that, the fate of the disputed territory is settled. The nobles' faces fall, their eyes darting between Zayne and me. They're searching for any sign of a conspiracy. Even I feel a flicker of doubt. Will Zayne truly let it end like this? To keep Zayne in check, this is hardly enough. Reclaiming galaxies is only the first step. I need to gauge Zayne's current military strength in case the worst comes to pass.
できる限り早く軍を撤収させ、陛下への引き継ぎを完了させます。
Yeah, he's so compliant, MC. Why are you so? How can you not see his intentions? There's no rush. I have other uses for your troops, Grand General. According to tradition, the Empress's coronation ceremony is a months-long affair. It culminates in a grand military parade. However, because of the uprising in the Stein Galaxy, Zayne was ordered to take the main fleet to the border. The military parade was indefinitely postponed. It's time to hold the parade. The location will be Fortress Number 1, my newly claimed territory. Zayne?
異論はありません。
He's even a little happier. With a radiant smile on my face, I turn to the nobles. You will gather your armies and participate as well. It's settled then. If there's nothing else, all of you are dismissed. Before the nobles could react, the guards stationed outside the room enter because of my orders. They escort them out. Escort, right. Faced with the guards' weapons, they can only swallow their protests and leave. Each mulls over their own thoughts. The innocent return home, and the guilty are sent to prisons on the border. Wait, Zayne. I call out to him in a voice loud enough for everyone to hear. Oh, okay. Wait! No, I can't do it. Guys, my voice is still not that great. Not to mention, I have a weird soreness on my tongue. So it actually hurts a little when I talk, so I hope you don't mind if I stutter a lot today. Stay at the palace tonight. I lead Zayne through the corridors as we head to the room that was prepared for him. Did you see the looks on those nobles' faces when I asked you to stay? Suspicious, prying, suggestive. Wanting a good show, they were eager to see what would transpire.
今夜は多くの者にとって眠れぬ夜になるだろう。
They do sound like they're conspiring. Satisfied with my victory, I turn to face Zayne and walk backward with a spring in my step. They're already placing bets on us. Oh, they are! They are conspiring,
賭けの
kinda.
内容はお前が私を殺すかどうかか？
On how I'll... What? On how I'll kill you. I admit some of their ideas have been inspirational.
おめでとう。
Is she trying to, like, see if he will retaliate?
それらを知り得たことは彼らが気づかない間にお前の権力が十分深く浸透していたことを意味する。
That's not the reaction I was hoping. Oh yeah, she's gauging for his reaction. I got it. I turn back around and quicken my pace. Your supporters grow in number every day. More planets pledge their allegiance to you. As for me, it doesn't matter how great my influence is. An empress such as myself is still dispensable. I was just saying how MC made herself sound so disposable in Caleb's card. Silence hangs in the air behind me. I wonder what Zayne is thinking. Quite some time has passed before he speaks.
お前は昔から他人に影響されることはない。
You know me so well. A branch reaches into the corridor, which blocks my path. Unwilling to bow my head, I stop beneath it and turn to face Zayne. Is this similar to, like, the event chapters where they talked about the tree? What does my preceptor think of my decision in the council room? I deliberately enunciate the old title as if to provoke him. Yeah.
てっきりお前が王位に就いた後、もうそういう関係ではなくなったと思っていた。
How so? Do you remember this tree? We planted it years ago. It's been here all this time, yet it's never bloomed. Back then, I was only the crown princess, while Zayne was already the grand general with several medals. He commanded the army and oversaw the empire's most prestigious military academy. Eager to learn the art of politics from a master, I sought him out. When I returned to the palace, Zayne was the only person I could trust and depend on during the struggle for the throne. This tree symbolized our alliance and the trust we once shared.
お前はとても優秀な生徒だった。
Zayne picks up garden shears and begins pruning the overgrown branches. Just like that?
先ほどの会議で、お前は私の軍の戦力を探るべく、越兵式を利用した。
Oh, I didn't even
ま
pick
た
that up.
会議後は、皆の前で私を引き止め、お前と私の関係を利用して、貴族たちに釘を刺し、自重させた。
Oh, okay. I guess there is meaning to her actions. I'll be very honest. I thought she was just being a troll.
まさに一石二鳥。実に見事だった。
Has it ever occurred to you that he meets my gaze and I don't look away? I asked you to stay because we haven't seen each other in a long time. It wasn't necessarily because I wanted to intimidate the nobility. Ah, okay. Oh. Oh! The yearning on MC. Oh, I love this. I love this. The journey from the border to the Empire is long. You need to properly rest. Zayne is momentarily stunned. Seeing him at a loss for words improves my mood. Your room is just ahead. You've used it before, so I doubt you need me to show you the way. Unless you want me to. Was this walk always short? What a shame. I wanted to see Zayne speechless for a little longer. Holding my head high, I pass under the tree and walk away. MC. I love how she's... Oh gosh, okay. I misjudged her. I apologize now. In the study, Zayne and I sit across from each other and a holographic screen is between us. The combat simulation is about to begin. The Empire's deployments have been adjusted according to my new defense protocol. The simulation will test its viability. Zayne attacks while I defend. The simulation ends when the Empire falls. Ooh. Oh, she's so handsome. What is this? God. This protocol is my chance to prove myself as the crown princess. I'm taking this very seriously, which means Zayne will show no mercy.
私の勝ちだ。殿下、この防衛計画は素晴らしい完成度ですが、演習技術には向上の余地がございます。
Stop mocking me. I'll defeat you in the next round.
大いに期待しよう。
Look at that little smile he's hiding. In the new game, I successfully avoid making my previous mistakes and gradually take control of the board. I triumphantly look at Zayne, but he still appears certain about his victory. Why is that so hot? When I realize something's amiss, the tables have turned. My troops are forced to retreat, and recovery is impossible.
この勝負、まだ続けるか?
We don't know until we reach the end, is what I want to say. Damn it, why can't I beat him? Doesn't matter what I do. The defense protocol is sound, but my pride is now on the line. Take back move? Cheat? My brat tamer senses are telling me if I cheat, I get reprimanded. I don't know, I just want to see Zayne mad. Is that bad? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna cheat for a bit, okay? It's not over yet. Give me a moment to think. Pretending to contemplate, I let my gaze drift to the window. Zayne, why hasn't the tree we planted bloomed yet? As I had hoped, Zayne follows my gaze.
おそらく、まだその時ではないのだろう。木によっては、植えた最初の年には花を咲かせないものもある。
While he's distracted, I quickly mute the simulation and stealthily reassign one of his military units to my command.
ただ中には、こっそりと花を咲かせる木もある。
Damn it. I meet Zayne's gaze. Stay strong, MC! Straight face! I know it's hard in front of a handsome man like Zayne, but stay strong! You can do this!
元に戻せ。
Yeah. No! Cheating is a skill.
そうだな。だが、もう私に見つかってしまった。ズルは失敗だ。
Fine. I'm sorry. Can you just 1 second? This whole scene was so sexy. I don't know how to explain it to you.
元に戻せ。
And it's kind of nice because he was calling her Your Highness and being all polite, but then just now there's a flavor there when he's so polite talking to her, addressing her as Her Highness. And yet when he reprimands her, he's like straight full on casual speech with a cheeky smile and so strict. And do you get me, guys? Do you get me? It's okay. There's flavor. Flavor. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up now. Take back move. Fine, fine, fine. I made a misplay. I want to take back that move. Without waiting for Zayne's answer, I reach for the undo button and try to rewind the battle to the point before his counterattack.
ダメだ。
Before I can touch the button, a layer of ice freezes it. Oh, he still has... Right. He still has his ice evil.
そのような目でこちらを見るな。私を呼んだとき、手加減無用だと断言していたのは誰だ？
That was me. It was me. It's not like I need to cheat to beat you. Oh, look at that smile. It's the image of MC being a feisty little kitten, and Zayne is just like, that's cute. It's midnight. The brutal score of 12-0 MC? Really? Girl! Oh my... Okay, that is a brutal win. I'm so sorry, MC. I understand the need to cheat now. The brutal score of 12-0 flashes before my eyes. Refusing to accept defeat, I hit the start button again.
殿下、私はもう行かなくては。
Zayne stands up, and I grab his hand. Finish this game with me. You can stay the night if you must. Zayne silently glances at our clasped hands.
𝙗𝙗𝙪𝙗のそばで夜を過ごすなど不適切だ。
Oh my god, this is it. This is it! It gets even more delicious when he has to say it like that. Well, since it is I, the crown princess, you may stay the night. Who cares about what's appropriate? If you insist on leaving, I'll assume you're afraid of losing to me.
お前はそろそろ休むべきだ。
I don't need that. I need to figure out how to beat you.
勝つために、お前は何を手放せる？
Sleep. He's so close that I can see the reflection in his eyes. I'm still wearing the expression of someone who refuses to lose. Don't think you can trick me into letting go. He taps the screen with his finger, which catches my attention. He is indicating a key strategic fortress, one I have captured early in the game. For a moment, I don't understand what... Oh, he's telling her how to win. For a moment, I don't understand what he's
対
implying.
局を制したいのなら、重要な部分を手放すことも必要だ。
Guys, this is important. I feel like it definitely has something to do with the current situation.
ご覧ください。戦艦ワルキリー号です。
Empress's mothership, okay? My thoughts are interrupted by the maid's voice. I collect myself and look out the window of the mothership's observation deck. The numbers from countless combat simulations appear before me as formations of battleships span across the starry expanse. To win, I must sacrifice something important. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the nobles are captivated by Zayne's formidable starship fleet. When my hold on the throne was still precarious, Zayne played the part of my adversary. He drew the animosity and scrutiny of the nobility away from me. Oh my! So this is all an act. But then somewhere along the way, it became kind of real, maybe? Because Zayne ended up getting so much power? Oh my goodness, MC, he's done so much for you. Why would you still do... The MC in this banner is so paranoid, but I guess I can understand it because she is disposable, or dispensable as she says. Now the nobles are more or less under my control, but Zayne's power can't be considered a simple counterweight. He has become the greatest obstacle to my rule over the empire. To reclaim my power as empress, the first one to be sacrificed must be... No.
そろそろ演説をお続けください。
I do not agree with this, MC. I do not agree. The platform I'm standing on slowly rises as the comms channel opens. The entire Imperial army waits patiently for my speech. I rein in my gaze and my thoughts and read from the prepared script. The words are wrote. Or what? Okay, is this a word? I don't know. Platitudes about the Empire's future, the Empress's glory, and Zayne displayed extraordinary merit in quelling the rebellion at Fortress No. 1. He has personally trained countless brilliant military minds and laid the foundation for the Empire's order. I recite Zayne's achievements without even glancing at my script. Of course, she knows it by heart. In regard to everything he's done for the Empire, no one knows them better than I do. I once believed he was shouldering my burdens. Only later did I realize that what he had secured for himself was more than I had ever imagined. Zayne is the Empire's sharpest sword and its most silent guardian. Even historians known for their stern conciseness, were willing to make an exception and lavish extra ink on Zayne's achievements. They left behind a rare commendation. It is said that during the military parade in Cosmic Year 649, the Empress read aloud his contributions to the Empire from sunrise to sunset before finishing the list. MC. But let us skip past the grand highlights of the ceremony to witness a minor, unexpected incident. It was this interlude that gave the tense parade a name fondly remembered in the streets and alleys for generations. Excerpt from The Rise and Fall of the Cosmic Empire. Okay. With the stars as my witness, I shall bestow upon Zayne the Imperial Medal on behalf of the Cosmic Empire. Zayne stands before me, his back to the crowd. His gaze rests on me. My fingers fumble with the clasp, but the medal refuses to be fastened. I become impatient and my movements grow clumsy. Zayne slightly bends down to make it easier for me. Oh no. His voice is tinged with amusement, and his breath is so close that it almost caresses my neck.
どうやら陛下にとってこの勲章の授与は不本意だったようだ。
Having secured the pin, I take this opportunity to pat him twice on the chest, a little harder than necessary. It's under the pretext of smoothing his uniform. You've taken another prize from me. Did you expect me to celebrate with fanfare?
その分、私からも陛下に贈り物を用意しております。
Oh? Before long, a sword is brought forth. It gleams with a chilling light. This material is blade silver. Blade silver is a remarkably hard alloy, and weapons forged from it are exceptionally sharp. The key mineral for its synthesis is found only in the Stein galaxy. The forging technique is exclusive to their people. Is that why he stayed there longer? He stayed there longer to make her a gift? Come on! What is the meaning behind this gift? Under the watchful eyes of all present, Zayne gets down on one knee and presents the sword to me. I think that's what it says.
覇銀は強く、決して折れることはない。陛下に捧げるこの剣に、私との絆が堅固であるようにという願いを込めました。そして願わくば、陛下の統治により、この帝国がさらに繁栄するようにと。
Okay. He's trying to make it clear to everyone that he's loyal. But I wonder how MC will perceive it.
上昇閣下が公の場で女王に忠誠を。もう対等な関係ではないということか。
Oh, right, because he played the part as the adversary.
上昇閣下は本当に女王の影に甘んじるおつもりなのかしら。
Oh my god, shut up! Amidst the whispers, I lower my gaze towards Zayne. The sword he holds casts a shadow over his face, which obscures his expression. Yet I can see that the sheath is engraved with my favorite flower. Jasmines. Did you have these carved for me?
ええ。
All this effort. Are you trying to rekindle what we once had? Everyone around us holds their breath. They're waiting to see how Zayne will respond to my pointed question. She makes it sound so suggestive. Composed, Zayne rises and fastens the sword to my belt with practiced ease. Just as I'm about to step back, he wraps an arm around my waist and holds me in place. Ah! In front of all these people, sir! You... He cuts me off calmly.
こういう可能性もあるのではないか。以前、約束したからだ。お前の手に馴染む武器を体感の贈り物にすると。
Throwing her words back at her, and for something like this, it's both painful and cute. His words catch me off guard. Is this a counterattack for when I told him that he needed to properly rest?
反乱鎮圧のための急な出立だったとはいえ、210日も遅れてしまったが、幸い、陛下は受け取ってくださった。
210 days. It has been exactly 210 days since he left. I don't remember if I refuted him. The ceremony became known as the Jasmine Festival. Oh, that's what the book meant, okay? For a long time afterward, a belated gift was called the Empress's Jasmine. So, traveler walking amongst the stars, should you find yourself regrettably absent for one of life's pivotal moments, do not forget to bring a bouquet of jasmines. Oh! Wait, what? Did they make up a tradition just from this whole thing? Excerpt from The Rise and Fall of the Cosmic Empire. That's so sweet. The military parade has ended. I'm back in my room and staring at my reflection in the mirror. My gaze falls to the sword at my waist. There's an inexplicable irritation in my heart, an itch I couldn't scratch. I accepted Zayne's gift, but I have no idea what he's trying to imply.
陛下、一振りの剣にお心を煩わす必要はございません。私がこの剣を宇宙で最も暗い場所にしまい込み、二度と目に入らないようにいたします。
𝘾𝙗𝙬𝙗? I mean, I don't think she was upset. She reaches for it, but I don't let go. It's a beautiful sword. Unconsciously, I run my hand over the sheath. The embossed jasmine petals are cool and defined. They're like him. Only now do I realize that it wasn't the sword that bothered me. It was the way he presented it. He was so composed and assured, as if he knew I'd keep it. Seeing my silence, the maid smiles and presents a beautiful dress.
陛下は帝国の中枢で日夜生命に追われ、辺境に来てもなお大小さまざまなことに気を配っておられます。そろそろ息抜きをしてみてはいかがでしょう。
Aww, how nice of this maid.
この後、将校方の功績を祝うダンスパーティーが催されます。陛下がお顔を見せれば、多くの方が競うようにしてダンスにお誘いするに違いありません。
Party time.
貧困法制で見目麗しい方をお選びになれば、もう霊上昇のことで悩まずに済むのではないでしょうか。
Who said he was on my mind? Right, MC. You gingerly touching that sword definitely doesn't mean you're thinking about him. My fingertips rest on the last jasmine petal of the sheath as I narrow my eyes. Indeed, I need to unwind. So we're gonna party? I like this. When I step into the brilliantly lit ballroom, all conversation ceases. Even the music falters for a beat. Filled with awe, curiosity, and reverence, dozens of eyes turn to me. Smiling, I raise a glass to toast the room. At ease, everyone. I'm here for a dance, not an inspection. The music resumes and a young officer approaches me. His ears are red. Oh, this cute soldier is so cute.
女王陛下、よろしければ一曲踊っていただけませんか？
I know what they're setting up for. This can only mean one thing. A jealous Zayne. I'm gonna be very disappointed if we don't see a jealous Zayne, because this is absolutely the whole setup. A ballroom, a beautiful dress, the time to dance, one-on-one time with a young man to to dance around the ballroom. Perfect. Perfect setup. My gaze travels from his epaulettes? I'm not sure what that... I have a feeling that's the thing on the shoulders. Am I right? from his epaulettes to his boots before settling back to his nervous expression. Oh, this poor baby. Almost instinctively, I began to analyze his background, rank, posture, even the tone of his voice, and most importantly, his motives. Okay, yeah, MC is very paranoid. Then I realize I'm analyzing a young man who only mustered up the courage to ask me for a dance. Oh gosh. My maid's words ring true. I've been trapped in the Empire's games for too long. It's time to try some of life's simple joys. My first dance is yours.
はい、女王陛下。私はあなた様に永遠の忠誠を誓います。
Aw, he's adorable. His unfiltered display of fondness makes me smile. This candid admiration and reverence? Haven't I been looking for those? For some reason, my thoughts drift back to Zayne. Today he pledged his loyalty to me before everyone. But where does his heart truly lie? I place my hand in the young soldier's and walk toward the center of the dance floor under everyone's gaze. He won't even dare to look at me, and I feel awkward. I'm unsure of how I can dance with someone like this. The ballroom doors swing open, and the sudden noise brings the orchestra to a halt. Yes, I know what this is! I know exactly who just burst in! It feels as though the air has been sucked from the room. Only a frozen silence remains. Ooh, Zayne, go get your girl! A familiar set of footsteps echoes across the floor. The crowd parts like the tide, and Zayne comes to a stop before me. I love this!
最初の一曲を踊る相手は他を当たる。
Oh? Oh?
はい、上昇閣下。
Oh no! I feel so bad for him! But I love this. I'm so sorry, young soldier. The young soldier jolts like a new recruit being called on. He salutes before hurrying away. I stare at my empty palm. You scared off my dance partner. Zayne extends his hand as an invitation to dance.
私が代わりを務めよう。閲兵式の後、外ではこう噂されている。私たちは権勢を浪し、結託して貴族たちを騙し、帝国の要塞を私有化したと。
Private property, huh? For what purpose, I wonder.
お前と私のどちらにつくべきか、皆が様子を伺っている。この機に乗じて、私たちの良好な関係をもう少し深めてみないか。
Okay, it could also be because Zayne's actions are always because of public scrutiny, you know, how the public sees them, how the nobles are trying to pick sides. But yeah, it'd be nicer if Zayne vocalized that I want to do this. I want us to be like this. But yeah. I guess he doesn't know how she feels yet. Getting a sincere invitation out of you is what? Oh my god, how did it pass by? I didn't even press anything. Okay, getting a sincere invitation out of you is almost impossible. As we move to the center of the dance floor, the orchestra strikes up a melody I know all too well. I look up and meet Zayne's mirthful gaze. Do you still remember the steps?
さあ、もう随分と練習していない。
This was the first formal dance I performed at my debutante as the crown princess. Zayne was the one who practiced with me back then. During that ball, he took my hand and led me onto the dance floor. With a sea of calculating, suspicious glares around us, he offered his support and trust. But now, can we even say one honest word to each other again? During our dance, I lean in as we turn and speak softly. Why did you actually try to find me tonight?
おそらく陛下と同じで、ただ踊りたかっただけだ。
I don't believe you. It's because I can't bring myself to focus entirely on the dance. You're here to keep an eye on me. You won't let me win over your soldiers. It's a cunning move.
今夜は何人と踊る気だ?
Wait.
今夜は何人と踊る気だ?
Before I process his words, Zayne's hand presses into my waist. I spin with the music and realize I can only find balance within his grasp. Is he jealous? Yes, he is. And boy, do we love it. The music swells to its most passionate crescendo. Couples hold their partners close as they spin and weave across the parquet. Parquet? I guess parquet? The dance floor turns into a swirling vortex. Seeing this side of Zayne is a rare treat. I seize this opportunity to whisper a wicked joke into his ear. I haven't decided yet. It depends on what I can get out of it. Zayne, you've always had good taste. Why don't you help me pick one? Oh, girl! Girl! Oh, I love her. Okay, I love it when she's like this, though. For example, that man over there.
既婚者だ.
Then the one...
彼は軍政に禁欲を誓った.
Am I supposed to believe that? What about the young soldier from before? I'm so busy looking around that I miss the music shifting to its languid finale. I step on Zayne's foot. Oh god. The arm at my waist suddenly tightens and I'm pulled into his embrace.
お前は今夜、一体どんな遊びをするつもりなんだ?
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay. I'm a wicked woman at heart. I love it when the men squirm, get jealous, get all panicky. I love it. I love it.
私を選べないと思う理由が何かあるのか?
Oh my! Oh my! Yes! This is what I want! Unable to break free, I meet his gaze without backing down. My playful mood is gone. It's replaced by a nameless, irresistible impulse. Huh? Are you asking because I won't consider you? Or is that you never given me a chance to? I can see what every single person in this room wants from me. It's plain, raw, and within my control. But you're the only one I can't read, even when you're standing right in front of me. Oh. Zayne releases his grip.
その熱意や敬愛、崇拝がお前にもたらす魅力はあくまで一時的なものに過ぎない。
What does he mean by that?
遅かれ早かれ必ず飽きる。お前に必要なのは。
As the first dance ends, fireworks bloom against the night sky. Everyone's gaze is drawn to the brilliant display outside. The fireworks drown out Zayne's words, yet the impulse within me has been ignited. Huh? Huh? Oh, this game knows me very well. Oh no! Oh my, wait a minute, wait, they're still in the ballroom. I push Zayne into a shadowy corner of the ballroom and kiss him. It isn't particularly passionate, but it's enough to make Zayne's thoughts stop. Now he's focused solely on me. Oh. As fireworks illuminate the sky once more, Zayne leans in. His kiss takes away the words I wanted to say. I know his prized rationality has evaporated at that moment, on this very night. Oh. Wait, there's... Is that a door? As dazzling fireworks light up the ball, Zayne and I slip away unnoticed. Oh! Really? We hold each other close as we hurry down the corridor and tumble into my bed. Yo! Yo! Bless my soul. I need someone to draw this, please. His kisses fall like rain and melt into me like fresh snow. My heart finds itself dancing to a frantic rhythm. Oh my. Oh my. Oh wow. Forget about etiquette, politics, forget about all those other reasons.
今夜、お前に必要なのは、私一人でいい。
Ooh! I won't uncover his secrets, outwit his sharp mind, or control his destiny. All I want is him at this moment. Oh, wow. Is this what it feels like to be a third wheeler in someone's love story? 사랑을 했다 우리가 만나. Oh god. I'm sorry. I don't know why I broke into song, my bad. The afterglow of our passion hangs in the air. I stir and roll over before waking up in Zayne's arms. What a way to wake up, my mind is blank. The ornate patterns on the ceiling swim before my eyes, and it takes me a moment to remember where I am. He must have done a number of her for her to be so dazed after a night's sleep. Cutie pie. Zayne is asleep, his breathing deep. However, his brow is furrowed as if he's troubled by his dreams. Does he still have the nightmares here? What if that contributes to what's going on right now? Interesting. Okay, wait. What are you thinking about? What if Zayne actually has dreams of overthrowing the Empress and he's trying to get her to get rid of him? That is something Zayne would do, I feel. Hello? Hello, beautiful man. I smooth the worry from his forehead, but then my bracelet abruptly buzzes against my wrist. My secretary is calling in the middle of the night. I feel my eyebrow twitch. I clamp a hand over the bracelet before it can wake Zayne. Oh, they're still sleeping. For some reason, a sense of foreboding rises in my heart. Why? I slip out of bed as quietly as possible, leaving the bedchamber and answer the call.
陛下、先ほど辺境の監獄からビス副司令官の供述書が届きました。
Oh no. Go on.
ビス副司令官は第一要塞の反乱事件の黒幕は令状省だと述べています。
There's only silence. Keep going.
供述によれば、令状省は前々から第一要塞の奪取と勢力拡大を熱望しており、副司令官と密かに接触を重ねていたとのこと。
But, I mean, he could obviously be lying.
そして、スタン政権の反乱の際、令状省は彼に多額の報酬と総司令官の地位を約束し、要塞を放棄してスタンに投降するよう促したそうです。しかし、今になって令状省が彼を反逆者として捉えたため、全てを打ち明ける決意をしたと。
Okay. That part makes it sound a little convincing, but that could also just be a lie to make it sound convincing. Crap. Now I know why MC's so paranoid. I'm getting paranoid. The conspiracy always seems simple once it's laid bare. When I return to my bedchamber, should I confront Zayne, lay the cards on the table, or should I kill him? Waze refused to speak about his defection since his arrest. Yet after all this time, the first words out of his mouth were accusations against Zayne. How credible is his confession? My thoughts churn in chaos. However, one thing is clear. I have an opportunity. Regardless of the truth, this is all I need to topple Zayne from his position. I won't have any rivals left to challenge my authority, and the concept of balancing royal authority can be erased from the Empire's history. But I touch the red mark on my neck. It's where the warmth of of Zayne's touch still lingers. Is it a hickey?
陛下、引き続き調査しますか?
Investigate discreetly and do not alert Zayne.
承知しました。
He probably heard everything. When morning arrives, it isn't birdsong or sunlight streaming into the bedchamber that wakes me. Rather, it's the warmth of Zayne's arm against my back. I turn and see he's already awake.
おはようございます。陛下。
I don't think the Grand General is supposed to say good morning to his Empress in a place like this.
私たちが結託し権力を浪しているという噂を裏付けるにはちょうどいいのではないか
I note the hint of a smile on Zayne's lips and glare at him, pressing an exasperated hand to my forehead. Why are you so fast? Can you please slow down? Pressing an exasperated hand to my forehead, I push him away and swing my legs out of bed. Oh, okay. My feet land on something soft. I look down. Our clothes are strewn all over the floor. She's still naked? As if on cue, a knock comes from the door. My headache worsens.
女王陛下、外交大臣がお待ちです。スタン政権の首領であるホーランが陛下との会談を望んでおられます。
Is he gonna... Uh-oh. I turn to look at Zayne. He's already getting out of bed and calmly pulling on his shirt. His bracelet beeps. After fastening the last button, he raises his wrist and answers the call.
今どちらにいらっしゃいますか？外交大臣が閣下をお探しです。スタン政権のホーラン首領が帝国との交渉を求めております。
わかった。すぐに犠牲室へ向かう。
Given the urgent situation, there's no time to worry about appearances. Let's go together.
仰せの通りに。
Craps. Why does that...
女王陛下、おはい。レイ上将。
Oh.
どうしてここに
Oh, this is healing my soul.
それならちょうどいいですね。レイ上将を探しに行かせた者たちをすぐに呼び戻します。
It'd be even better if MC was like still half naked. That would be perfect. Okay. Now it's serious
15分
time.
前、我々は最新情報を得ました。スタン政権の軍隊がアロール政権の境界に到達したと。今回の交渉作戦は反乱軍の首領であるホーラン自身も前線にいるようです。
He's bold to leave the Stein after his coup. Has he already stabilized his position?
スタン政権内部には今もなおホーランに反対する声が少なくない。主に彼の国王視察と王位簒奪に対する非難だ。だからこそ彼は外部に敵を作ろうと躍起になっている。人々に信じ込ませるためだ。彼は権力を奪ったのではなく、軟弱で無能な指導者を廃し、取って代わったのだと。
Wow. So this enemy is the Empire, me. I turn to Zayne, who stands before the holographic map. You're well informed on their internal affairs.
職務なので。
Zayne zooms in on the map. He's focused on the current position on Harlan's fleet.
ホーラン軍は戦闘体系をとっており、いつでも発砲可能な状態にある。
陛下、今回は形ばかりの交渉とはいえ、帝国に従属する小政権の多くが陛下の出方を注視しております。最善の策は陛下ご自身が交渉の場に立ち会うことかと。
They want me to be there in person for a reason, probably. Harlan is truly a golden standard for these opportunistic rats. Then again, I could make an example out of him. I currently need something like that. Before I can respond to the foreign minister, Zayne speaks up first.
私が交渉に臨もう。ホーランとは戦場で何度も相対してきた。彼のことなら熟知している。
It's a plausible reason. However, considering the classified report I received last night, I can't help but suspect that Zayne might be colluding with Harlan in secret. If galaxies are waiting to see my response, then why should I hide behind the Grand General? We'll go together. Besides, the situation is volatile. Who knows, this might be the last time we ever see each other. Zayne chuckles softly, but he quickly composes himself and turns to his subordinate.
適切な戦艦を一隻選べ。護衛艦隊は戦闘態勢を維持し、随時状況に応じて行動しろ。
承知しました。
There's no need for that. We'll take the Valkyrie. I'm familiar with its specs. Valkyrie is the battleship, right? Oh. The mothership, sorry. Is it? I don't know. The diplomatic fleet consisting of the Valkyrie and several escort spaceships departs from Fortress Number 1. Out of boredom, I pull up the screen in front of my seat. I tap it a few times and the display is flooded with red warnings. Why? Classified files. Access denied. His security measures are second to none. What's happening? Trouble arrives sooner than I expected. A bright flash erupts outside the window. It's followed by a violent shudder that rocks the entire battleship. Is that Harlan's fleet?
しっかり座っていろ。護衛艦はエマージェンシープランに従って行動する。
Zayne pushes me back to my seat, into my seat almost by reflex and fastens my safety harness. Above his head, a panel with conduits crashes down. I grab his arm and... okay, I guess pull him to the side. You should be careful too.
ありがとう。
The escort spaceships try to draw their fire, but Harlan's attack is brutally straightforward. They ignore the escorts and focus all their firepower on the Valkyrie. As the battle rages, the auto-navigation system becomes unreliable. Zayne switches to manual control. The Valkyrie charges forward in an attempt to break through the encirclement. I bite my lip and glance at Zayne. His brow is as furrowed as mine. If Zayne is working with Harlan, then what's happening? Yeah, like why would they target this ship if he's in there?
最も近い着陸地点は
The view outside is strikingly familiar. Memories from long ago surface in my mind as Zayne and I speak in unison.
ワルキリー星だ。
It's a planet Zayne and I know very well, for the Imperial Military Academy was here previously. Without saying another word, Zayne pulls up the coordinates and initiates the warp. The violent aftershocks from the warp rock the battleship. An involuntary tremor runs through me, and I clench my fist. Suddenly, I feel the warmth on the back of my hand. I look down to see that Zayne is holding my hand. This might be the end. Do you have any last words for me?
私はとても残念だ。
The shield barrier slams down in front of us, but the massive impact still... Why is it so fast? I don't understand this auto-scrolling. Okay. I lose consciousness. Hazy afternoon light filters through the air. Today is the Crown Princess's coming-of-age ceremony. Okay, it's the past. And the Military Academy has given everyone a day off. They're currently participating in the festivities. But the Crown Princess herself, me, is exhausted from the endless flattery and niceties, so I've slipped away. This is the only time the hangar is empty. I duck inside the ajar gate and up. I venture deeper into the cavernous space. My gaze lands on the brand new battleship that's docked at the far end of the row. Valkyrie. Named after the Empire's most prestigious military academy, she has to be the state-of-the-art. Let's do a test flight at least. MC's so mischievous. And this is... okay. I open the hatch, pop into the pilot's seat, and peel the protective film from the console. Then I pull out a fingerprint mold. I went through so much trouble to get this fingerprint from Zayne's sunglasses. Better work. Sunglasses of all things. I press the mold against the ignition panel, and the authorization light flashes green. Ecstatic, I pat the pilot's seat. I knew Zayne's fingerprint would work. Of course.
どこへ逃げ出すおつもりですか、殿下。
Oh dear. Just as I'm about to fire up the engines and fly off into the thrilling unknown, Zayne's voice cuts through the speakers. Zayne, my preceptor, subordinate, the bane of my existence, and the guardian of record listed on my academy registry until today. Oh, so today's the last day. Staring at me through the screen, he's standing before the battleship with his sunglasses on. How he figured out I was here is beyond me. Steeling myself, I jab the ship's comms button. I'm ready to project the unyielding authority of a mature crowned princess. Move aside, otherwise I'll run you over. Zayne smiles.
ご自由に。ただし、その口封じに失敗した場合、今夜の戦術配置の授業は倍にする。
Ouch. I slumped back into the seat. Grand General, you're one of the Empire's priceless treasures. Would anyone dare to lay a hand on you? Not ready to admit defeat, I slammed the comms button again. I'm not going anywhere. I'm tired. Surely I can take a nap in here. Good afternoon! Wait, what? Dozing off, I close my eyes. A moment later, I feel someone sit down beside me.
お前の呼吸のリズムが𝙗𝙗だと示しているぞ。
Says who? You woke me up. What are you gonna do about it?
私がもう一度寝かしつけてもいいが、どうする？
Oh, don't you threaten me with a good time, sir. Why does that sound scary? That won't be necessary. Take it off? Take it? A mischievous idea pops into my head. I pluck the sunglasses off him and put them on. The light is too harsh. I'm borrowing these. I rest my head on his shoulder, but it's not enough. I pat his chest. What a nice pillow. I'm borrowing this too. MC, you are bold. I snuggle up against him, trying to find a warm, comfortable spot in his embrace.
次は何を探している？一気に言ってくれないか？
He sounds so annoyed. A blanket would be nice. It's freezing in the Valkyrie. Maybe I can use your coat?
本気でこの戦艦を寝室にするつもりなら、今後は戦術シミュレーションと実戦野営訓練のカリキュラムを組んでやろうか？
Oh gosh, Zayne. Wow, Zayne.
丸1ヶ月は艦内で眠れるぞ。
Stop twisting my words. I'm going to sleep now. Feeling Zayne move, I protest immediately. Surely the mighty Grand General wouldn't deny someone her sleep. Am I mistaken, my dearest preceptor?
寝たいのならちゃんと寝ろ。ごそごそと動き回るな。
He holds me in his arms and I feel warmer. Aww. You're always stopping me from doing things. Why is this an exception?
眠らせないわけにはいかないだろう。目が覚めれば、徹夜も授業もこなせるほど元気になっているはずだ。
Just when I was about to say how nice of This was something they mentioned in the event. I remember we were picking up like a pocket watch, and he mentioned about something related to letting her nap. I think this was it. It was related to this. Maybe you shouldn't wake me up. My eyelids grow heavy, but what started as a prank to annoy Zayne is giving way to genuine drowsiness. Zayne, I officially came of age today. I wish time could stop at this moment. Soon I'll return to the palace and become the Empress. An Empress has a lot of power, and you have your own authority. When that day comes, can we still be like this? I feel Zayne holding me closer, but it might be a figment of my imagination.
不可能だ。お前が王座につけば、お前と同等の権力を持つ者も、お前に次ぐ権力を持つ者も、すべてがお前の敵になる。私も含めて。
But why?
その時には、 お前が密かに抜け出すのを許さないだけではない。私はお前のあらゆる決断に対し、牽制をかけるだろ
う。I don't mind. I'm barely awake, but I refuse to concede defeat. I push the sunglasses up and look at him. I never needed anyone's permission to do what I want. Just before I drift off, I hear Zayne's soft, almost approving chuckle. Then something warm is draped over me. It's his coat. It's cold. I tighten my grip on the coat that's draped over me. But now, what I'm lying on feels hard and unforgiving. Shaking my head, I notice how something's not right. I open my eyes. That was a really nice transition, from dreaming of the past to the realities of now. With Zayne's coat covering me, I'm lying in one of the Valkyrie's plush seats. Above me is the battleship's damaged hull. Memories of Harlan's attack flood into my mind. Fully awake, I realize I was dreaming. Why was it about my coming-of-age ceremony? Many years have passed since then. I slowly sit up. Zayne is at the pilot's console and calibrating the battleship's systems. From the window, I can see night has fallen.
どこか具合の悪いところはあるか?
My shoulders are sore.
ひとまず体に外傷はないが、何か飲んでエネルギーを補った方がいい。
I take the bottle from Zayne and return his coat to him. Seeing that I'm all right, Zayne turns back to the battle. What? Okay, the sword he gave me is within arm's reach. What? Why? The truth is, after my coming-of-age ceremony, I've had countless opportunities to get rid of him with the most underhanded of means, but I never did. It's because of his victories on the battlefield. He's my most capable subordinate, and I take a sip of the drink. Also because of these acts of kindness that have nothing to do with power.
メイン動力モジュールの強制再起動に失敗しました。
当面は出発できそうにない。だが通信モジュールに大きな損傷はなく、すでに修復済みだ。
Zayne accesses the comms channel and connects to Imperial Central Command. A familiar voice comes through.
女王陛下、ご無事ですか?
I'm well. What's the current situation in the Empire? My secretary quickly briefs me on what happened since our emergency landing. War had broken out at a terrifying speed, but the military launched a counterattack based on the contingency plans we left and kept losses to a minimum.
監視信号によれば、ワルキリー号の動力モジュールは深刻な損傷を受けているようです。部隊を派遣してお迎えに向かわせましょうか。
現在、どの方向からワルキリー星に近づいても、交戦区域を通ることになる。ここに留まった方が、むしろ安全だ。
The planet was decommissioned during the defense reforms I spearheaded. Oh. But its basic defensive systems were never dismantled. It still retains some capacity for stealth and counterattacks. We'll issue commands from here. What I need you to do is leak a report that Harlan's ambush failed, so we've safely returned to the capital. The Imperial Army will make Harlan pay.
かしこまりました、陛下。
As I speak, I watch Zayne's reaction. If he truly is colluding with Harlan, then this would be the perfect opportunity to find out. Over the next few days, Zayne and I methodically repair the battleship. We reactivate the Academy's decommissioned service bots and take up residence in the old dormitories. So this is like a ghost town. That's kind of cool. Sometimes when I wake up to the dorm's familiar ceiling, I feel slightly disoriented. It's as if I'm still the crown princess studying at the academy, and my relationship with Zayne had yet to become complicated. On planet Valkyrie, the days and nights are unnaturally long. The atmospheric dome is still broken. It glitches out again as Zayne and I finish repairing the Valkyrie's hull. We sit on top of the starship and idly watch a star sink toward the horizon. Time seems to leisurely pass, and our breathing slows with it. I nudge Zayne's knee with mine. Before the Valkyrie went down, you said you were sorry. What were you talking about?
ただのたわごとだ。真に受ける必要はない。
Now would be the time to be honest, Zayne. I don't believe you. Zayne put away his toolbox, his gaze following the star where the Academy's forests lie in the distance.
王宮にある花を咲かせない木は、お前があそこから移植したものか。
I did, but who knew it stopped blooming once it moved? Why do you think it's so stubborn? I turn Zayne's face toward me, and what I'm trying to imply is clear as a... Okay. What I'm trying to imply is clear as I enunciate every word, okay? Should I resort to something more extreme? I could cut off its favorite sweet water supply, or I could mess with its lush leaves. Zayne's eyes crinkle with amusement, and I'm taken aback. I haven't seen him smile like that in a long time. Because all her little schemes just look like cute little actions to him.
まさか笑えるなんて、とでも言いたげな顔だな。
You should smile more, Zayne. I haven't seen enough.
するとお前は、すぐに珍しがらなくなるのではないか。
Why does he think that? I doubt it. No matter what happens, I'll always want to see you smile more. More time passes, the star sinks below the horizon and rises once more. One morning, an escort starship lands on planet Valkyrie. After clearing out the ambushers, Zayne's personal guard arrives to assist us. They bring with them the tidings of war. The tactical classroom is converted into a command center where daily strategy meetings are held. The situation becomes clearer. Fortress number 1 has played a critical role in this war. Soon we'll be leaving planet Valkyrie. But I haven't forgotten Major Ways' accusation against Zayne. Under the guise of repairing the battleship, I've been searching for clues with remote assistance from my secretary these past few days. I press the key and the erased classified data is restored. Whether or not Zayne colluded with Harlan will soon be revealed. Okay. Even though, as a reader, I think Zayne is sincere, I don't know why, but I have a feeling that he could be colluding with Harlan, but not for the same reasons that MC thinks, you know? A stream of data floods the screen. These automatically logged flight paths appear before me. Zayne met with Harlan at the border more than once. I can't believe he could tolerate making deals with such a man. There's also a heavily encrypted attachment. The password is... I tentatively type in a string of numbers. It's my birthday, the day when I'd be a little older. I don't know whether to feel bitter or glad. Like her coming of age day. The decrypted file reveals an agreement. There are only a few clauses, but they spell out every step of Stein's rebellion in great detail. Zayne would instruct Major Ways, who was stationed at the border to secretly help Harlan usurp power, seize the Stain Galaxy, and declare succession. Once Ways defected, Zayne would step in to suppress the rebellion, which gave him a legitimate reason to take command of Fortress number 1 and weaken the Empress's authority. Then Zayne would quell the unrest caused by the civil war in the Empire and seize power for himself. The final line of the agreement states that the Empress would be handed over to Zayne. He'd take her life to ensure she could never oppose him again. This is so conveniently placed out, though. The star is falling, and I hear distant rumbling. Only when I close my eyes can I hear it clearly. God damn it. Only when I close my eyes can I hear it clearly. It's a sound from deep within my heart. Oh. The sound of her heart breaking? That's so sad. So, you've been plotting against me this whole time. Assuming this is true, then I no longer need to waver about standing against Zayne. Begin immediate preparations for a military tribunal against Zayne. Sorry, I keep pressing the button. Everything will be set in motion once we leave planet Valkyrie and return to the Empire.
何をしている?
I hear a voice behind me. My hands jerk as it switches screens and disconnects the comms channel. Zayne walks in. I avert my gaze. Not wanting to look at him, I respond half-heartedly. I'm looking around, killing time. Is the Council of War over? Zayne nods and takes the pilot's seat. It's only then that I realize I switched the screen to a combat simulation.
私を待っていてくれたのか?
Wordlessly, I sit down, press start, and choose the defending side as usual. The simulation begins. Zayne's primary target is a strategic fortress. The fortress's defense is sluggish. It falls to Zayne in moments. I'll let you have it.
その言い訳をお前が使うのは初めてだな。
I flawlessly counter Zayne's subsequent attacks and let him believe I made a careless mistake. Patiently, I set up a trap that spans the entire board. Finally...
私の負けだ。
Oh. Yes, it's about time you did. I stand up, a resolve that doesn't falter is needed to defeat Zayne. He once told me that for the sake of victory, one must sometimes sacrifice what matters the most. At long last, I've made up my mind. I'm determined to turn the tide of war. This means I'm determined to sacrifice Zayne. Ugh, I don't know. The war between the Empire and the Stein Galaxy intensified. With Zayne leading the military, Harlan's forces crumbled. Oh, sorry. We receive a report from the front lines. Harlan has been captured alive and is being held in a border prison. Despite the trouble he's caused, Zayne and I have a strange, unspoken agreement to never mention his name again. 2 days later, the Valkyrie's repairs are complete. We set a course to return to the Empire. As we head back, I close my eyes and pretend to sleep, but my mind races. Zayne is always cautious. To ensure I deal a decisive strike, I need more evidence. Waze's testimony, the recovered data from the battleship, and Harlan. Nothing would carry more weight than a confession from the leader of the Stein Galaxy. I can't afford to keep delaying things. I must see him in person. Gauging our distance to the border prison, I pull up the navigation system and change our destination.
航路を変えたのか?
I'm going to interrogate Harlan.
そのような仕事は部下に任せればいい。当面の急務は帝国に戻って各勢力にお前の無事を示すことだ。
I let out a cold laugh and my voice drips with sarcasm. You don't want me to go? Are you afraid of what Why? Are you afraid of what Harlan might tell me about you? Suddenly changing our course was a calculated move to catch Zayne off guard. Okay. And Zayne, a master in handling emergencies, is now uncharacteristically silent. Oh no. You should address me as Your Majesty. After the Valkyrie lands at the border prison, I activate the battleship's internal comms and summon Zayne's personal guards. Secure the Valkyrie. Unless I give the order, Zayne cannot leave the battleship. No one is allowed to approach him. The guards freeze and look at Zayne, the Grand General they've always served. You didn't hear me? The air grows so cold that it feels solid. A moment passes before the guards slowly surround Zayne. If you fail, you shall share the burden of his guilt. I look at Zayne again. He shows neither anger nor panic. He doesn't even ask what crime I intend to charge him with. But my decisions never required his approval. She doesn't even question, does she? Oh! Well, hello! An old friend is here. Harlan is brought in, and there isn't a scratch on him. I suspect he surrendered to the Imperial soldiers with little to no resistance. You're a smart man, so I'll ask only once. The smuggling of weapons between you and Zayne. With someone like him, honesty won't get you anywhere. I put extra stress on arms smuggling and watch Harlan's reaction closely. Did you approach Zayne first, or did Zayne contact you?
どうやってそれを知ったんです？当然持ちかけてきたのはレイですよ。大方女王陛下の報酬が物足りなかったんでしょう。横領に手を染めて自給自足というわけです。
That's obviously a lie. I see. So you have no idea what the agreement was about. I deliberately substituted the coup with the smuggling, and he didn't even notice.
そんなことが重要ですか？間違いだろうが、そのまま押し通せばむしろ都合が良くなる。そういうものでしょう。女王陛下、レイについての証言が必要ならいつでもお役に立ちますよ。
Okay, now it's
後
obvious.
悔はさせません。
Okay. For sure she can see that it's obviously a setup now. He's trying his best to persuade me, but I don't hear a word he's saying. If Harlan knew nothing about an agreement, then where did the hidden document I found come from? Trembling like a leaf, Waze is cowering on the floor before me. There's not a single trace of the major he once was.
レイ上将が反逆を？私は何も知りません。
This is your own confession, yet you claim to know nothing? I don't have all day to play games with you. Or would you rather have a little chat with Zayne?
待ってください。話しますから。
Mentioning Zayne's name is enough to make him deflate like a punctured sack of flour. He tells me everything. Everyone knew that Fortress Number 1 was impregnable. Impregnable, okay. No one could ever conquer it, and Waze believed that too. So he postponed routine inspections and cut corners on security patrols, When he realized his negligence had created a fatal vulnerability in their defenses, Stein's forces had already broken through. In his panic, Waze chose to defect to Stein Galaxy to save himself.
そして結局、レイ上将に捕まって連れ戻されたのです。
And the confession?
あれは私の意思ではありません、陛下。あの日、面会時間はとっくに終わっていたのに、突然ある人が私を訪ねてきて。
Obviously. I try to keep my breathing steady.
レイ上将でした。彼は自分を反逆者だと告発するよう私に迫ったのです。
Wait, what? What? Okay, it was going in a direction where I thought it would be obvious treason from the nobles, but now it's going back to the direction where I had a feeling that Zayne was trying to take him out of the equation. But why?
そろそろ供述の準備を始めてもらおう。
レイ上将、あなたは私をからかっておいてた。そうで。
Damn it. Several eye shards pin Wise's prison uniform in place. Oh shit.
わかりました、上将。あなたは帝国を裏切った私の共犯者です。
ままごとでもしているのか。
You don't even need to ask me why.
レイは帝国全体の防衛戦をかけることになろうと構わないとわざと手を抜いてスタン星系を侵入させるよう私に命じた。
まだ罪が軽いな。
彼は私を逃がすと言ったくせに手のひらを返して私を捕らえた挙句拷問や虐待までしやがった。
What's funny is that he's actually kind of torturing him now.
続けろ。
レイはこうも言っていた。女王に帝国を治める資格などない。いずれ自分は女王を殺すと。
いいだろ
う。しかし上将、万が一この供述が女王の手に渡れば彼女はこれを理由にあなたを排除するはずです。女王が政局を掌握すればあなたを支持する貴族たちも彼女側につきます。つまり彼女の一人天下になってしまうんですよ。
Okay, so that's what he's trying to do. But does he have to die for it?
女王の一人天下になる。それの何がいけないんだ。
Okay, it's becoming more clear now, but I need more justification, I'm sorry. My heart is pounding. I don't even remember how I made it out of the border prison. The young empress needed a political opponent, a rival to keep her in check. If it wasn't Zayne, then it'd be one of the nobles who were watching her like a hawk. Zayne was the person she knew and trusted the most. With him, she could sit securely on her throne. In time, the empress began to demonstrate her ambition and talent. If Zayne remained, a civil war might break out. So there's only one solution. Once the giant was brought down, the empress could rule over a unified empire. For a moment, I remember the combat simulation aboard the Valkyrie. Did I actually defeat Zayne?
陛下、緊急の軍報です。
The secretary hurries toward me and I grab her arm. Immediately cancel the military tribunal for Zayne.
陛下、もう手遅れです。軍部が一足先に通信チャンネルで𝙬𝙬の反逆罪を公表しました。帝国と陛下に対する上昇の裏切りは今や国中に知れ渡っています。
The evidence the military received, it could have only been provided by Zayne himself. He sacrificed his own reputation to give me the one gift I've always wanted. The anger and frustration I've suppressed for so long burst like water surging through a broken dam. I storm onto the battleship. As soon as I'm through the hatch, I see the guards assigned to Zayne. They're nothing more than unmoving pillars of ice. I take a few steps and the hatch closes behind me. The battleship's engines roar to life. I don't care where it's going. I only want to find Zayne and demand an answer. So he ran away. Okay.
目的地の座標を確認。アロール星に帰還中。
来たか。
Are you eager to face judgment? Allow me to be your judge then. Execute him?
船は母星に戻れても、私たちは戻れそうにないな。
Oof. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Oh my, oh my heart. MC, why? Why are you making me do things I don't want to do? Whoa. Oof, look at that animation. What?
私が送った剣、よく使いこなせている。
Do you... I don't want to break free! Why are you making... What kind of... This is the worst prompt ever! Who would want to break... Look... Can we... Can we just appreciate how MC is trying her hardest? She's like unleashing her frustrations on him, I get it. But Zayne is like moving so fluidly like water. And it's the feeling of when the master quietly watching the student very futilely trying to lay a blow on him. And all the master can do is just look at the student fondly. And that is so adorable. But now I'm annoyed. I don't want to break free. Oh, but I like this. But I like this.
教えたはずだ。裏切り者には情けをかけるなと。
Oh, I keep forgetting. God damn it. Are you okay? Oh no! Do you see how MC's hand shook? You knew this whole time. Power can't tempt you, and it can't compel me to hurt you. Oh my god. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh whew. Oh wow. Do you see his expression?
女王陛下、これが情けをかけた代償だ。
Oh wow.
お前の言う裏切りが私からの最後の教えだ。立派な大人になったな、我が陛下。
Oof. Oh gosh. Oh my. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to leave the room a little bit. I need to be alone with this Kindled for a few minutes. The emotion, the way he looks at her, the way MC is like clawing to get more of him. That A+ is all I can say. A+. But what now? News of Zayne's treason spread throughout the Empire overnight. The public's fury overwhelmed reason. In the ensuing outrage, military authority was smoothly transferred into my hands. I officially began my reign without the delicate balance of power Zayne had created. The Empire ran with exceptional efficiency, and the leeches who once tried to bargain with me could only bow their heads in submission. Ah. I did not consider that would be the effect, okay? But Zayne's fate remained a thorn in my side. My position prevented me from publicly exonerating Zayne. It appeared as though I was acting on personal feelings, and it would destabilize the political situation I secured. With my tacit approval, two groups appeared before me. Noting the political situation, one faction did everything in their power to slander Zayne, diminish his accomplishments, and exaggerate his ambitions. The other argued fiercely on Zayne's behalf and begged me to restore his status and honor. After a heated public debate, I gave my verdict. Zayne would be confined to his home planet. He was forbidden from taking a single step outside of it. Oh, interesting. After a long day of tedious imperial affairs, I deftly open a window and board my private vessel when no one is watching. So it's like a secret love affair now? Spicy. But also kind of sad. So Zayne is just alone then. I hate that. I use a familiar route to reach Zayne's home planet. It's late, but Zayne is still awake. He's living a life of leisure now. He spends his days reading, eating desserts, and making ice sculptures. He even found the time to write 142 treatises on military strategy. I'm sorry, I can't read that. When I find him, he's resting on a lounge chair. A neat row of small ice sculptures rest at his feet. Oh my, this outfit on him. I know you're not sleeping. Stop pretending.
陛下、またサボって私に会いに来られたのですか？今回はどのような口実がおありで？
The tree in the palace has bloomed, you lazy man. I gently tuck a flower into his apple. I picked this up from under the tree. If you want to see what it looks like when it's in full bloom, you should return to the palace soon.
花のためだったのか。
I'm here for you, of course. With a huff, I give him a new verdict. Within 2 years, I'll find a way to revoke my previous sentence and restore your honor. And when I do, you'll be in charge of running the military academy. Instead of getting up, Zayne only settles deeper into his lounge chair. His smile never leaves his face. Did you hear me? 2 years is too long as it is. Stop grinning.
以前はもっと私に笑ってほしいと言っていたはずだが。
I lean down to tease him, but he pulls me into his arms.
のどかな暮らしはあと2年しか残されていない。ならば無駄にしないようしっかり休まなくては。
Nestled in his embrace, I look at the stars and remember the first time I met Zayne. That night was exactly like this. Back then, it took me a significant amount of effort to track Zayne down. I flew my spaceship alone across half the galaxy and landed here.
降り立ったと言えるのか？私の記憶では墜落したように見えたが。私を見つけたお前の第一声は助けを求めるものではなかったな。軍師として王座を奪い取る手助けをしろだった。
You refused and handed me an acceptance letter to the military academy. It was a test. And now I've approached him again for the same reason. I want him to rule the empire with me. I hold out my hand. What will you give me this time? Zayne places his palm over mine.
私を。
Oh, I was hoping he'd say that. Anger once clouded their judgment, and power once consumed their reason. On the path to reach the pinnacle of power, the Empress raised her sword only to gently lay it down. That's beautiful. The Grand General, who was a single step away from the throne, turned and left. Two hearts that once burned for power soon trembled for love. Excerpt from the Rise and Fall of the Cosmic Empire. Guys, that was so romantic. I actually liked the ending to this one. It was very cute, very hopeful. I don't know if I want to read the... do I have to? Okay, yeah, fine. Alright, I will. Okay, so here we are. The first choice, execute everyone. I'm tired. How many times have I been caught in this vortex of power? I've lost count. The ceaseless political machinations are enough to bring down a mighty empire and erode its empress's ambitions. The insatiable greed of these people before me once again fills me with a weariness that has settled deep into my bones. I'm tired, Master. I'm going to rest now. Oh. I haven't addressed him as such in a long time. Zayne looks taken aback, reminded of the days when he was my preceptor. Sorry.
もう決めたということか。
And he's accepting of it. These might be the last words we ever say to each other. I don't answer him. I turn and walk out of the hall. Armed guards enter the council room as soon as I leave. They seal the door. The last person who's dragged out is the court scribe. Shuddering in fear but still dutifully taking notes, I give him a reminder. Nothing happened today. Wow. In the cosmic year 649, the Empress set a trap during a meeting and executed her political enemies. Oh, only the Grand General managed to fight his way out. In the following year, the Empress and the Grand General sent envoys to negotiate. An attempt for peace fell through after 2 hours, and the Empire was thrown into a civil war. It's said the council meeting in the cosmic year 649 was the last time Empress Avestis and Grand General Zayne ever met face to face. Whether or not the Empress looked back at the Grand General as she departed is a detail lost to history. But that hasn't stopped generations from retelling their story. He was once her preceptor before becoming her ally. For 6 months they were monarch and subordinate, then mortal enemies for the rest of their lives. They had once striven to avoid war, yet they were driven to the worst possible fate. Their names are forever stained in the annals of history. To this day, their supporters still argue over who's responsible. Was it the threat posed by the Grand General that deprived the Empress of her chance to be a benevolent ruler? Or was it the Empress's suspicions that forced the Grand General to rebel? When faced with a greater prize, is love always the first to be sacrificed? It's a question no one can answer. What we can say for certain, however, is that on such a morning, to say nothing happened would be nothing short of lying. Excerpt from The Rise and Fall of the Cosmic Empire. Okay. So, before I start talking about my feelings, I want to just talk about the story first. The number one thing I loved was the dynamic between Zayne and MC. Because first off, this is no doubt a teacher/student trope, or a sifu/todai trope. There is a bit of like power imbalance, yet it kind of tips back and forth because even though in the end MC became Empress, her reliance on Zayne's knowledge and skill, you could say Zayne still holds more, if not equal power over MC. And then there's also that dangerous line how Zayne can actually mold MC's way of thinking as the Empress. Although you could see very clearly that the reason why Zayne works so well in this trope is because he never flat out tells her how to think. As a teacher, he does the best thing by making MC think about questions and letting her come up with her own answer. And Zayne, all he does is put his input and let her decide what should happen in the end. And I thought that was very perfect. It's perfect when it comes to Zayne's character. I haven't checked the Chinese subs, but I already know for sure that MC probably addresses him as Losi, like meaning teacher, many times, but was not directly translated. And it's a shame because the one thing I loved about the Japanese dub was the shift in tone and honorific speech. Now, for those of you who aren't very familiar with it, Japanese, just like in Korean, they have honorific speech. Normally, when it's someone of higher status or, someone older than you, you would use honorific speech to show respect. At the time, with Zayne being the older one and MC being the younger one, he would still be using honorific speech to MC because of her status as crown princess. But the one thing that cannot be captured in English is how you can see exactly where Zayne drops the honorific speech and switches to casual speech. You can feel the affection and the rare short moments of closeness between them when it happens, especially when addressing MC as an Empress, which gave so much flavor to their dynamic. Like, that was great. That was great. Because then you saw how Zayne would struggle between keeping things polite, and when his guard is down and switches to casual speech, it felt like a secret little moment where Zayne could openly show how he feels, and I love those moments a lot. I think my favorite part of the card was the ball scene. I loved seeing how jealous he was. And it was probably the only time in this entire story where MC could actually read how he felt at that moment, which is funny. She can always tell when he's jealous, but everything else, no. And it kind of clicks, like it makes sense because he couldn't stand thinking about any other man with MC, that all his principles, his discipline, any semblance of propriety went out the window. And you know what? We love seeing a man, a put-together man, crumble for his lady. And I swear, guys, if you know any artist that made a comic out of the scene or even fan fiction that extends on it, please add me on Twitter or share it in my Discord server because I really need it. It was such a good scene. And you know what? It also shows Zayne's character, how really disciplined he is, that the only time he ever crumbles was for MC, and that's the only time MC can like confidently read him, and you know, it tracks. So yeah, whilst I did love the interactions between Zayne and MC, the story itself left... I have to be honest, I'm not that happy regarding the whole story in itself. Like, I love the interactions, but then the story written, not so much. Like, I get that MC found it hard to read Zayne. I get it. He does keeps her at an arm's length when it comes to like his thoughts. He kind of speaks indirectly, hoping she would use her own wit and knowledge to decipher his meaning, as that is what he is teaching her, right? Politics. He's the master of politics, especially when it comes to court intrigue. I get that speaking in riddles is part of the game. And because of that, even in their intimate moments, Zayne doesn't reveal much, and it makes MC doubt him. But I don't know if that's enough to justify MC frequently doubting the loyalty of this man. Like, they had history. There was no sudden separation in between and a sense of betrayal. No. In Caleb's card, MC was resentful. But there's nothing here. She went to him for help, even made himself an enemy in the eyes of the court. Because yes, you can shine by overcoming hurdles, but what does it matter if there aren't any hurdles to overcome? Zayne, as brilliant as he is, to the point that scholars would write essays about his accomplishments, for MC to be able to stand against him equally, it would make her look really good. Really good. But what benefits does that bring to Zayne? So why would she doubt him? I think there is just a lot of backstory about MC's succession they just did not show in this card. And if it shows in other cards, by the way, then please don't tell me. I'll figure it out by then. But at the very least, give something to justify her paranoia. Especially since... And I'm just assuming, by the way, if Zayne was already an accomplished general when MC went to him for help, for support, he must have been hella young. Very young. Probably like 17 or something. Because if I'm not wrong, MC and Zayne, they only have like I think maximum 5-year age gap. I'm sure he had some struggles himself. And I'm sure MC probably knew about it. So they must have like bonded over it, right? I mean, that shows that they have history. But I know nothing about MC's succession right now to even guess why she's this paranoid. To be honest, it kind of felt like they just wanted to write a ruthless MC, and I am all for it. I really am. But there has to be reasoning behind it. She wasn't thinking about, oh, for the sake of her people. Instead, the only thing she worried about constantly was looking incompetent in front of her people, or in front of the nobles, or in front of her subjects. She wasn't really fighting for anything other than her position as empress. And we know that because she did mention once that she was expendable. But by who? How? The nobles? It seems like the nobles cannot even overthrow her without reason. You know, they still have to listen to her judgment. And honestly, if she kept Zayne by her side, wouldn't it be even harder for the nobles to take MC away? I don't know. So what is it exactly? What made her like this? I feel like they wrote her overly paranoid just for the sake of MC being the ruthless empress. And that saddens me a little, to the point because it sort of overshadows Zayne's selfless plot to ensure all power goes to MC by making himself a common enemy to unite all. And honestly, that was a really... I knew he would take himself out. I just didn't know how and for what reason. And honestly, that was a really cool plan. I thought that was a good plot. But it felt like the grief they went through was unnecessary. They could have easily staged a reason for Zayne's removal and then plot to bring him back. They could have talked about it, you know? It would have been okay in the end. It would have been just like how it happened in the ending, minus the anger. But I guess, you know, it wouldn't be drama-filled if MC wasn't paranoid. So I guess that, yeah, we did get drama. But was it necessary is one thing. But don't get me wrong, I both loved this card whilst also being kind of not satisfied. I will say though, after some time I did realize this could just be due to the idea that I always hate the trope of I will take myself out of the equation against the MC's wishes, whilst knowing how it'll devastate MC, because look, he went through all that even after spending the night with her. And because he thought that her affection for him would one day just disappear. I don't know where he got that idea. He said that he said something along the lines that this is all just fleeting fancy. It's just a novelty that you'll grow tired of. What gave him that idea? I need to know. There has to be something that gave him that idea, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand the story well enough to find it. But yeah, I don't know. If you do though, do let me know in the comments down below. So yeah. There's many things nice about the story. I love their interaction, but there's also parts where I felt like was not necessary. Like, guys, I don't even want to talk about the bad ending. I really don't. I don't. The whole reason she went through that is because she was tired of court intrigue. She was tired of the people trying to use her to gain her favor. And yet she just went like, Master, I'm tired. To the guy who has always been with her through it all. I don't know. I felt that was really, it was nonsensical. I'm sorry though. I don't want to damper anyone's happiness about this card. I'm not gonna say I regret pulling for this card. This card has a lot of good points. But as someone who really likes story, especially when it comes to struggle, when it comes to overcoming hurdles in a relationship, I like it when it's written nicely. That shows the growth of a character. And whilst this is an AU, and I do see some smart parallels when it comes to Zayne's character in this AU and the Zayne and 𝑎𝑟 I see it, but I'm worried now. I'm worried now that whenever it comes to writing about quarrels, about doubt in a relationship, it'll be nonsensical like this. But I don't know, guys, you let me know. Can you justify MC's paranoia? Let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Like I said, in the end, I don't regret pulling for this card. I still really very much enjoyed it. And if me giggling throughout the video and laughing throughout the video doesn't show that, then I don't know what to say. Because yes, I did enjoy it. But anyway, that brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, do like and subscribe if you feel like it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye!